And finally, you may have heard that President Obama didn't actually sign last week's fiscal cliff deal himself, but rather from Hawaii ordered it signed by something called an autopen. It's the third time he's used this autopen to approve legislation, and we here in the newsroom, at least the Fold staff, I won't indict everyone else, got very excited about this autopen, and so one of our producers, Kate Tobey, took it upon herself to look into it.
The autopen. It's a machine that stores a signature and replicates it. One model or another is used by lots of lawmakers and celebrities as an alternative to signing 1 million autographs.
President Obama made history by authorizing the first use of the autopen signature.
President Obama first used the autopen to sign a bill into law back in 2011, but not without its own share of robot pen scandal.
The first time that Obama signed a piece of legislation with the autopen, he had a couple of critics on Capitol Hill.
As you know, the president used the autopen to sign the Patriot Act, and
a congressman from Georgia by the name of Sam Graves, a Republican congressman, wrote a letter to the president, which I think he might have signed with his own signature, not quite sure, but writing a letter basically saying that this set a dangerous precedent. But President Bush, his administration in 2005, the Office of Legal Counsel undertook a study to see whether or not this was actually constitutional, and they ruled that it was.
The main reason it's used? To save time sending a courier back and forth.
Congress usually doesn't get its act together on a lot of these sensitive issues until the very last minute. Just look at the fiscal cliff. If those critics do want the president to sign these things in person, there's a case to be made that if they didn't leave it so close to the deadline, there wouldn't be a need for him to use the autopen.
We're admittedly late to the autopen story. It's been around for 200 years. Thomas Jefferson used an early version of it in his day, and the modern autopen came out in the 1930s. Still, the autopen has managed to retain its mystique. Have you ever seen a presidential autopen with your own eyes?
I have never seen an autopen.
Or any autopen for that matter.
I have never seen one, to be honest. Definitely covering Capitol Hill and campaigns, you see a lot of correspondence to and from members to the White House, and all of them have got some kind of signature at the end. I think we just assume most of the time that those are not the actual signature, and some staffer probably took a big stamp and put it on there. But yeah, I think that stories like this just sort of make you consider it a little more closely that, oh, this is an actual person who has to do this.
That'll do it for us. I will now sign off myself. If only they can make an auto anchor. I'd like to do the show from Hawaii if possible. Just throwing it out there. That's it for us. Good night. See you tomorrow.